Nicole cried, and that was the only tears she shed that day, finding out. And then after that, she was all about defeating the cancer. Nicole is my youngest of 3 children. She has an older brother and sister, and it's a very, very close family. So when all this started, Nicole was 16, beginning her junior year of high school. And then she had been having some back pain. She had been having some fatigue and shortness of breath, which was very, very unlike her. She's an amazing runner. So we took her the next morning to her pediatrician. She did some blood tests and called us back a couple of hours later and said, Nicole has leukemia, and we've made arrangements for you to go up to Yale New Haven Children's Hospital to the emergency department. They're waiting for you.
I first met Nicole and her family in the emergency room. It was actually very clear from that moment exactly what was going on, because in Nicole's case, there were actually leukemia cells very obviously floating around in her bloodstream.
Dr. Kupfer was extremely positive, he was incredible. He was so supportive.
So we were trying to figure out when chemotherapy would intersect with holiday time, with winter breaks. And then of course all the best laid plans are often cast aside when unexpected things happen.
So the day before Nicole's 3rd chemotherapy treatment, she wasn't feeling well. So we called up the Yale New Haven Children's Clinic line. And when she arrived at Yale New Haven Hospital, she was taken immediately up to the pediatric ICU unit. And we were told that Nicole was extremely ill, and that she may not survive, and that she had sepsis and was going into shock.
In Nicole's case, it was very clear from the beginning that she developed sepsis, which is an infection that affects, pretty much the whole body. And it can be very serious, and it can be life-threatening.
Dr. Penicello had been taking care of her basically all night long, and then in the morning came to us and told us about her. So normally in the morning we do rounds, which is we sort of take care of all the patients. But when we saw Nicole that morning, we knew we had to stop, right? And so we didn't do any of the normal things that we did that day and simply focused on her.
By the end of the day, she opened her eyes, she was able to give us a thumbs up, she was able to write on a board. But unfortunately, sometimes what happens with sepsis is your body ends up attacking itself, which is what happened to Nicole about 36 hours later.
Her disease was getting worse and worse. Her sepsis was getting deeper, and unfortunately we were escalating the care every other day. We decided to support her kidneys as a last resort, and at that point of time we also realized that she had significant bleed in her eyes, and we were not sure if she was bleeding into her brain too, and she was still in deep coma.
And by this time we had been in the PICU unit for about 10 days, and Nicole opened her eyes, and we saw that she really couldn't move any part of her body. She couldn't hold her head up, she couldn't move her arms, her hands, her legs, but she was alive. And her leukemia was in remission, but Nicole had suffered strokes on either side of her brain.
After Nicole was diagnosed with the strokes, her neurological picture continued to change. She suffered from seizures, and we had to treat her with an anti-seizure medication.
They brought in physical and occupational therapists to work with Nicole, because Nicole was going to have to learn to use her hands, use her arms, learn to walk. And they continued working with us until the day that we went over to Blythedale Children's Hospital to begin the long-term rehabilitation. The nurses in the PICU at Yale New Haven Hospital were so good. The way that they made sure Nicole was kept meticulously clean, and how they took such care of her. When Nicole came out of her medically induced coma, they had a spa day for Nicole. And they gave her this wonderful sponge bath, and they painted her nails, and they made her feel like...
They were like, I know what's important to a 16-year-old girl, and you're gonna see your boyfriend. That's things that doesn't come with every other hospital, and Myra definitely And Christy and Kelly, they all had the mindset of me being a 16-year-old girl who just wanted to get back to a normal lifestyle.
I continued to be amazed at her course. I mean, in a day, I thought she wasn't gonna make it. The next few weeks, we were worried every other few days, is she gonna get worse again? And she got better. And then in a few months, she's like a normal kid again. It's just an amazing course. Heroic.
For someone who we were told was going to die 3 times within a 1-week period, and then told she had also suffered strokes, to be where we are today is nothing short of a miracle. Everyone was rooting for her to survive and to live, and they did a good job.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.